Hi everyone and welcome to DeFi Daily, the channel where every day we talk about DeFi, going through different analysis, tutorials and news. Today we're going to talk about Port Finance. Port Finance is a money market, so a place where you can borrow or supply money on the Solana ecosystem. We will go through the platform, what are the opportunities that this platform is offering and why it could be unique. Before to start, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. It's really easy. All you have to do is just press the subscribe button. And if you also want to receive a notification on your device, just press the ring bell button to be always updated. Please leave me also a thumbs up to help me grow the channel. It is just a small action, but I would really love if you do it. Remember that all the contents in this channel are just for educational purpose and nothing has to be intended as a financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that could be great, but please do always your own research first. Okay guys, let's jump into the topic, starting from the website of Port Finance. This is the homepage, and first of all, we have to notice that we are starting with an homepage that is not just an app, but at least is showing us that behind Port Finance there is a team that it's not just focused on developing something, but also to create some institutional relationship and to communicate in a better way, in improved way with his audience. And it's something that, at least in my opinion, is appreciable. Port is the first non-custodial liquidity protocol on Solana. It has many partners and investors, as you can see here. The three main points about the platform are the three that you are seeing here. Variable rates based on utilization, cross-collateral support and flash loans. Here they are saying also something about their own team. Unfortunately, it's quite a habit inside the crypto market not showing the face of the people that are behind the scene, but anyway, at least here they are pretending to be a group of engineers with a background in Google, Facebook, Microsoft and also on Serum and Solana. Don't know if it's true or not. I assume that it's true because here we are seeing many important investors and partners, so I hope that they have checked the background of each member. Anyway, let's stop the speculation and let's start to have a look to the roadmap. As you can see here, it is the roadmap, and maybe you have already seen Port Finance in one of my previous videos. Specifically, we have talked about Port when we have presented the Solana platform. If you missed this video, I will leave you also the link in the right corner here. As you can see, the Port Finance, the Port is the token of the Port Finance platform, has done a 38% from the moment of the IDO to the moment of the all-time high. Going on here, you can find that the liquidity mining has started in August 21, so this year, and in September it has launched the governance. And here in October, they are saying that they want to add some exotic assets. Between the exotic assets, they are talking about Mercurial. I don't think that Mercurial is so exotic. Anyway, if you want to know about Mercurial, want to know more about it, because it's a really interesting project, I will leave you also the link in the right corner here. But what is interesting into this sentence is that they are saying that in the near future, we will be able to use the LP tokens that we receive from Mercurial Finance platform and using them to borrow against this kind of LP tokens. And that could be really interesting because on one side, you can keep earning your, for example, 10% from Mercurial Finance, but on top of that, you can use the same LP tokens to receive also some other cryptos and be liquid on the market and do whatever you want. It means that on top, for example, of the 10% that you can earn from Mercurial Finance from providing liquidity to them, you can also supply your LP tokens into the Port Finance and start earning some other rewards. Or otherwise, you can also collateralize them and use them to borrow some other liquidity to use as you prefer. Down here you can also find a different market and different partnership you can say that they have in place, and right down here you can also find the audit. If you want to know more about it, just click on the icon and you will be redirected to the website of the company that has completed the auditing. Before jumping into the platform, let's have a look also to the documentation. As you can see here, when they are presenting themselves, they are talking about Port Finance is a non-custodial money market protocol on Solana. Its goals are to bring a whole suite of interest rate products, including variable rate lending, fixed rate lending, and interest rate swap to the Solana blockchain. As you can understand, we are talking about feature and new ways to create and to decide the interest rates, because more efficient, more ways you have to fix the interest rate, also the more efficient would be the market. Here on fees you can find also the fees for each asset and also for each action are divided by borrowing fee and also flash loan fee. Flash loan fee are just a loan that you can use if you are able to return them in the same transaction. On borrow, as you can see, obviously the borrow fee is much less than the flash loan fee. On risk and parameters, you can find also all the information about the loan to value, so the ratio between the collateral that you have to provide and the amount of cryptos, of value that you can borrow against your collateral. So let's say that you deposit 100 as a collateral, having a loan to value of 85%, it means that you can borrow up to 85%. Remember that there is also liquidation threshold. The liquidation threshold is the amount of percentage that will trigger the liquidation of your position. For example, let's say that you have 100 as a collateral and for any reason the amount, the value of the cryptos that you have borrowed goes up to 90 and the threshold is 90, you will be liquidated. Here you can find the whole breakdown for each asset and you can find the loan to value ratio, the liquidation threshold, and also the liquidation bonus. As you can see, also this kind of metric is changing accordingly to asset by asset. Also, you can find the optimal interest rate and the highest interest rate. I will leave you in any case also the link to this documentation, so if you want to know more and read them by your own, you can do it. Let's have a look now to the total value locked inside the platform, and to do this I would like to use DeFi Llama. As you can see, Port Finance right now is in the 10th position. So as you can see here, it has a 160 million total value locked, and this kind of amount has grown since the end of August and for the whole month of September and even now. So we are seeing a platform that is growing. It is just born, so it's quite normal. We will see in the next couple of weeks and months where it is headed and if it will be able to grow as it is promising. Let's go and have a look also to the price of Port. We have seen from the Solana platform that it has grown a lot since the IDO, reaching a maximum of $14. That is quite doubling where we are right now. The total capitalization is also nice to have a look because as you can see here, we are talking a project with a really small market cap, at least in terms of circulating supply, but with a fully diluted valuation of 700 million. That is quite close to what we have seen in the case of Larix. As you can see here, the fully diluted valuation of Larix is so close to what we have seen with Port Finance. And the reason is also that both of the platforms are really young, both of the platforms are promising to revolutionize the money market into the Solana ecosystem, and both of them have a total value locked around the same amount of dollar. So you can see that projects that has similar feature similar total value locked usually have also a similar capitalization. So you can use these metrics to understand if the price of a certain project is overvaluated or is under evaluated. Now we are ready to jump into the platform and let's have a look on how does it work Port Finance. This is the main page, and first of all you have obviously to connect your wallet. I'm most of the time using Phantom, but you can use any other compatible wallet. Here you can find all the assets that are supported by the platform. As you can see, most of the assets are tokens from the different DeFi protocols, starting from Serum, Parrot, that is from the DeFi platform of Parrot. I made also a video about it, and I will leave you the link in the right corner here. Saber, Mercurial, another Parrot, Marinade, and so on. The only asset that is not natively from the Solana blockchain is Bitcoin. For each asset, do you have the market size, so the amount of the value that has been supplied of these assets into the Port Finance platform, the total borrowed, so how much has been used of the asset that has been supplied, the deposit APY, so how much you will earn if you deposit inside the platform, and how much you will pay if you are borrowing the asset. Here where you can find the logo of P, that is the Port Finance, it means they are giving to you the 4.11% as a normal interest for all the supplier of liquidity. On the other side, they are also adding, and on top of that, some other rewards paid in a Port token. That's the reason why you are seeing two different numbers here. If you click on each of them, you can find all the different metrics about the pool, starting from the loan to value ratio that you can find it here, the liquidation threshold, liquidation penalty, so the fee that you have to pay in case you will be liquidated, so always pay attention to not be liquidated, and also the deposit APY. Keep an eye also to the utilization rate that you can find here in big, because as we have seen from the documentation, accordingly to what is going on into the utilization rate, also the APY, deposit and borrow APY, will change accordingly. On dashboard you can find all the metrics about your supplied asset and borrowed asset. And on supply and borrow, you can simply, on supply, obviously supply. All you have to do is just click the asset you want to supply, choose the amount, and confirm the transaction. Here on the left, you will find all the metrics related to the asset that you are supplying. In case you have already supplied, you want to withdraw the asset that you have supplied, or you have just to click withdraw. Here you have the label that will be active obviously once you have added the liquidity when you have supplied the asset, and you can click use as a collateral, and in this case you will be able to use the asset you have just supplied as a collateral to receive some other asset as a borrower. If you want to borrow them, you can go to borrow, and as previously, all you have to do is just to select the asset that you are interested in. Let's say you want to borrow some Solana, some Sol. And again, the only difference is that here you can find the level of risk. If it is green, it means that it's really safe. If it is red, it means that you are at risk of liquidation. So pay really attention to how much of Sol, how much of any kind of cryptos are you borrowing. That has to be in an amount that keeps you away from being liquidated. In this same interface, you can find also the repay feature that is allowing you to repay what you have borrowed. Okay guys, that's how the platform works. As you can see, it is really easy to use. And what I like about this platform is that they are doing just one thing, just focusing on being able to provide to people the best user experience and the best tool to borrow and to supply assets to the market. As always, if you have any question, just write me into the comment and I will be more than happy to answer to you. My overall opinion about the project is quite positive. I love the way they are doing. I'm seeing some really promising feature. Obviously, as always, we are still at the beginning, so every kind of judge is more a feeling than an awareness that the project can really do well, because we are so early into the market and so many different things can change that we have to keep updating our information and always keep the eyes open, because everything can change really fast. Guys, thank you for following me. Please leave me a thumbs up to help me grow the channel. I will be really grateful if you do it, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye guys!